Welcome to this video for Activity 4.3 from PS2. So this is for Activity 4.3. We've modified, if you look in the book for Activity 4.3, there's not very much there, so we've given you all the directions here. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to find and locate the link to this lab. It could be in Google Classroom or it might be on the website. Just ask your teacher to find where to find this. So our learning target today is we're going to complete an experiment to demonstrate the relationship between deformation and rigidity and elastic energy. So remember, rigidity is how resistant an object is to bending, and deformation is bending, stretching, or changing the shape of an object. So because you weren't here in class, what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the directions with you really quickly. I'm going to give you some data that you can fill in, then you can finish the rest of the lab. Basically what we took was we took two different rulers. We took a wooden ruler and we took a plastic ruler. My question to you is, which one is more rigid? If you said the wooden ruler, you're correct. It's more resistant to bending than a plastic ruler. So what we did with those rulers, if you look down here at the data table, is we set them over a couple books and we bent the wooden ruler down 1 centimeter and we had a paper ball on it and we flung it up. Then what we did was we repeated that for a total of 3 trials. Then we did the same thing with the wooden ruler, but now we bent it down 2 centimeters. In other words, we increased the amount of deformation. So what we did next then was we repeated that whole process for the plastic rulers. We bent it down 1 centimeter. We took 3 trials, seeing how far the paper ball will fling up, and then we did it with the plastic ruler again at 2 centimeters. So what I need you to do is first I need you to record this data. So this is data from an actual lab we took. So pause the video and record this data in your sheet. All right, now that you've had some times, what you need to do is you need to calculate the averages. Then what you need to do is flip to the back side. And the first part is on rigidity. What you need to do is explain the relationship between elastic energy and rigidity, and then you need to create a graph. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to look at this data table and you're going to have to figure out what information helps you determine the relationship between rigidity and elastic energy. So go ahead, pause the video and answer questions 1 and do number 2, which is create the graph. Now that you've had a chance to work on those, the second part of the back side is you're going to explain the relationship between elastic energy and deformations. So once again, you have to look at the data table. You have to figure out what data helps support the idea that there is a relationship between elastic energy and deformation, and then what is that relationship? Once you have that, go ahead, create a bar graph showing the relationship between elastic energy and deformation. Once you have this lab completely done, you can just show it to your science teacher. Again, if you have any questions about this, make sure you ask your science teacher. Thank you.